Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you like this video. With that, let's get into it. Midoriya Izuku. Today's the day. I'm gonna tell my aunt how I really feel about her. Recently I've realized that I love her. She invited me over for dinner with her one day, so I thought I might as well tell her how I feel. After he goes to bed, I walk up to her house and knock on the door. Coming! I hear her from inside as she runs over to the door. Izu, you made it, she said, hugging me. We'd only been friends for a few months, but she treated me like we've known each other for our whole lives. I blushed as we walked inside, but I heard that yell. Sis, the food's on fire! Oh Lord, she said, running into the kitchen and taking something out of the oven. Oh well, it's not terrible at least. She then cut out 3 slices and gave them to us. Once they went to bed, we sat on her couch and watched TV. I then remembered the reason I had come here tonight. My aunt? She turned to me, popcorn stuffed in her mouth. Yeah, Izu? I wanted to tell you something important. She swallowed the popcorn and turned on the TV. Go ahead, she said, smiling. I took a deep breath. My aunt, I think I love you. Would you go out with me? I saw her go wide-eyed and blush. Izu, I understand if you don't like me back. I then stood up to leave before she tackled me and kissed my forehead. You broccoli head. Of course I like you back. I'd love to go out with you, Izuku. I blushed brightly. Then, will you? My aunt, will you be my girlfriend? You wrapped your arms around him, kissing his cheek. Of course. Bakugou Katsuki. Today was a training day. We had quirk battles with Class 1B, and for some reason, the teachers decided to make me go first. And who was I fighting? Marima. That damn brat who keeps flirting with me in the halls. As you fought, Nitu kept flirting. I felt like I could feel a glare in the back of my head, but I decided to ignore it. After the battle, I ended up winning, only to be pulled away by someone into a hole. What the? Why did he flirt with you? I heard someone yell at me, and I turned to see Bakugou, the angry gremlin. I don't know. He just does that sometimes. And why didn't you tell me about it? Why should I? Because I love you, Anne. I stood there, shocked for a moment, looking at him like I was dreaming. Katsuki. What is it? Think about what you just said. He stood there for a moment, before blushing brightly. Well, I didn't mean to tell you like that. I started tearing up. You meant it? Of course I meant it, stupid. I wouldn't lie to you. He walked closer and pulled me into his chest, hugging me. I hugged him back, as his name was getting called for him to fight Shiozaki. I looked at his smirk. Well, I better go in and fight against that damn extra. How about I take you out, say? The Saturday? I smiled and said, I'd love that, as he walked to go fight. Todoroki Shouto. I was walking to Shouto's house. It was burning hot outside, but yet, I still kept my jacket on, as I always did. Chateau, I believe, has just learned how to ask. I got to his door and knocked. His sister, Fuyumi, opened the door. Oh, my Anne. What are you doing here? I was looking for Chateau. Is he here? She smiled sympathetically. Sorry, he's with our mom right now. I sighed, saying I'd try again later. Actually, I turned back to Fuyumi. Let me give you the address. Mom would probably like to meet you. Once I arrived at the hospital, I knocked on the door, worried that Chateau would be upset when he saw me here. I stood there, quiet, once again pushing down my sleeves. When Chateau opened the door, his eyes widened. Oh, Anne. Hi. What are you doing here? I wanted to hang out with you. And when I went to your house, your sister opened the door and gave me your address. He sighed, mumbling something like, of course, before looking up at me. Well, since you're here, would you like to meet my mother? I blushed, asking if he was sure. Of course, that's probably what Fuyumi sent you anyway. He responded, opening the door fully so his mother could see me. You must be my Anne. Chateau has told me a lot about you. I giggled as Chateau blushed and nodded. His mother turned to him. Chateau, could you go get me some water from the hole? They have it colder out there. He nodded and grabbed a cup before walking outside. Mr. Todoroki turned to me, asking, So, how do you feel about my son? He talks about you like you're dating. My blush got darker. Well, as much as I wouldn't mind dating your son, we aren't yet. Would you say you love him? No, I was as red as a tomato. Yeah, I really love him. She smiled and looked to the door. I turned to see Chateau blushing. What, Anne? Visiting hours are over, said the nurse as she looked to the door. As he walked to Chateau's house, it was dead silent before Chateau said, So, did you mean it? I glanced over. About loving you? He nodded, and I blushed as we arrived at my door. Well, yeah, I really love you. I guess I figured it out a while ago. We stood in front of his door, looking at each other, and he smiled before pulling me into a hug. I love you too, Anne. Good night, he said, and once he let go, we waved each other goodbye, and I stood outside, waiting until he made sure I was inside and safe. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.